Hi friends! So today I just wanted to talk about the fact that I'm not always great at doing things that you need to do in life. I feel like I just am bad at being a person. Like, I'm smart and I know a lot of big words and stuff like that, but on the daily I have a very hard time existing. And it's generally pretty fucking funny. I have no sense of balance. I have no, bodily awareness. I, first of all, lose everything all the time. I'm not, I feel like, always in control of my faculties or my body. I just smash into things and I break bones all the time, and I'm clumsy like you wouldn't believe. I went to step into a car and my foot slipped into a ditch and I broke my ankle. And there was another time where we had a hurricane. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. We're pretty far inland. Massachusetts isn't real hurricane-y in the grand scheme of things, but it was muddy. I went to go start my dad's truck, which it was an old truck, and there was a certain series of instructions that you need to do with pumping the gas and then turning it on. I did it completely wrong, first of all. Got out of the car and I was like, oh, it's slippery, I should be careful, and just bit it immediately, and broke an ankle, because yeah, that's how my life is. When I was little, I had a teddy bear on a leash that I was dragging, and I was walking backwards, and I was in my grandparents' house, and I was like, oh, Grampy, look at my teddy bear! I fell on a vacuum cleaner. I just got my feet tangled up in the vacuum, and I broke my wrist. This was 5 years old. The beginning of the end as far as my bones go, I suppose. It's impossible for me to do anything in a way that makes sense, or is normal, or in a way that other people do things. Also, I think this is probably a better angle for me, but my arm's just floating in space here, and I don't know how long that's gonna last. Probably a little less flattering, but I'm willing to sacrifice it for my arm. But yeah, so shopping with me is an ordeal. I just went to buy some M&Ms, and I could have been in and out. I know where they keep the M&Ms. Do I look like I don't know where they keep the M&Ms? I can't just do something. I can't have a goal and go and do it. It was at the grocery store, and it was late because I work a weird shift, and there was a man who was restocking the shelves, and he was driving some kind of little forklifty pulley cart thing, and for the life of me, I couldn't get out of this man's way. I'm, first of all, running in and out of the aisles like a chicken with its head cut off, because not only do I have to zigzag through every aisle, but I bounce back and forth between them, because even when I have a list, it's completely impossible for me to just go in and get my stuff. I have to forget half of the things on the list because I get distracted by something that I totally don't need. Anyway, so there's the man with the pulley cart restock shelf thing. I get out of his way, but in getting out of his way, jumped into the next aisle that I saw him going into, so I was in his way again. He put what he needed to in that shelf, and then I moved out of the way. He keeps going. I move further down the same row that he's trying to restock, and I spent about 3 rows worth of time, 3 aisles worth of time, getting in front of this man and getting in his way and moving further down the aisle. He does part of what he needs to do. I sit there panicking like some kind of crazy lunatic because I know I'm in his way, and I'm convinced that I need something in that aisle, so I have to stay in that aisle. And then he comes farther down the aisle, and then I'm afraid I'm gonna get hit by his big terrifying forklift, and then the whole cycle repeats itself until I finally get my head far enough out of my butt to go buy some bread. I freak out when something is going awry, which is always, because hello. So I was at the mall with my friend, and we only had a couple hours. We didn't have a plan, nobody needed to be anywhere, and I was darting around, just like this frenetic energy, I'm at the mall! He kept looking at me like I was a crazy person, which, fair enough. Honestly, fair enough. We're just at the mall, having fun, and I am bolting from store to store with, no rhyme or reason, because I didn't want to be late to a party that we were going to that, we didn't really have to be there on time. It wasn't a big deal. And I was losing my mind about it. If I had as much energy to like work or work out as I do to just be downright spastic in every element of my life, I would be rich and I would be a genius and I would simply be ripped, because I waste so much energy just like vibrating because I'm just like, oh my god. So yeah, I could probably work on my relationship with gravity and a few other things, and that might make my life a little easier. So bye.